prophet Jeremiah said that the people of Judah would be in captivity for 70 years. When that time was up, the king of Persia said, God has told me that I am to send his people back to Jerusalem so they could rebuild the temple. Therefore, you're free to go and build the house of God. He gave them gold and silver for the project, and he gave them back the vessels that were taken from the temple when Jerusalem was destroyed. He also gave them money so they could buy cedar from Lebanon for the interior of the temple. He even gave them livestock so they could make sacrifices to the Lord when they first arrived. God stirred the heart of his people, and many of them took the challenge of going back and rebuilding the temple. Those who couldn't go gave money and supplies. When the people got there, they cleared the place where the altar used to be, and there they made sacrifices to the Lord. And then the people shouted for joy. Then they settled down to get to work. The people that already lived in that area were upset that the Jews had come back. They tried to stop the project, but nothing worked. Finally, there was a new king in Persia. They sent him a letter with slanted news, telling him what was happening at the site. That king sent back a declaration that the building of the temple was to stop. Well, the workers had no choice. They had to stop until the situation changed. But this gave them a good opportunity to build their own houses. In time, one family after the other had houses with cedar paneling, till finally the stockpile of cedar was all gone. After that, when anyone would say it's time to build the house of the Lord, they'd say, this is really not a good time. The prophet Haggai came to them. He said, I have a message from the Lord. He says, consider your ways. You say it's not time to build the house of the Lord, yet you live in your paneled houses while my house lies in ruins. Consider your ways. He went on to tell them that God had removed his blessing from them. He says, have you noticed that you plant a lot of seed and yet you don't harvest? You eat food, but you're still hungry. You drink and you're still thirsty. You earn wages and you put the money into bags that have holes. Oh, consider your ways. The people listened to the prophet, but they looked at the stockpile of cedar that was gone, and they knew it couldn't be replaced. Finally, the prophet came back and says, the Lord says, go into the hills and find some common wood and bring it back and use that in the building of the temple, and I will be pleased and I will be glorified. Well, when the people heard this, they went in the hills and they gathered wood and brought it back and once again started building the house of the Lord. A new king of Persia came out and he sent a decree saying, anyone who hinders the building of the temple will be killed. So the people who lived around about could no longer discourage the people. In fact, they had to give supplies to help them build the temple. Most of the people were excited about the nearing completion of the building, but some of the older men said, We remember the temple that Solomon built. Oh, it was beautiful. This building, it's not beautiful at all. And so the workers became discouraged. Haggai came back with another message from the Lord. He said, how many of you remember the building that Solomon built? How does it compare to this one here? Oh. Don't be discouraged. The glory of this building will exceed anything you can imagine. I will shake the nations, and the entire earth will focus on this very spot. Oh, the desire of all the nations will come here, and I will fill this house with my glory. Be strong and work, and I will bless you as I always have. And so the people were encouraged, and they worked, and they finished the temple.